Hello again, everybody. I'm Snapper Lancaster. Welcome you to another edition of the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. We've got a special show lined up tonight. We've got two outstanding coaches, championship coaches in their sports that we'll be visiting with in a little bit. And of course, this is the last show of the winter season, and we kick into the spring season starting next week. And of course, that's the busiest time of the year in the high school sports scene, it looks like, because you've got a lot more sports. You've got baseball, you've got softball, you've got golf, boys and girls, tennis, boys and girls, you've got volleyball, it's not volleyball, it's soccer. And then you've got track, indoor and outdoor. Indoors over, outdoor track, spring track. So there's going to be a lot of things going on in the spring, and hopefully we're going to be recognizing some more championship coaches. We've got a few, 2 or 3 teams that are still in hot contention for basketball championships. So we'll be watching that real close. And like I said, it's the busiest time of the year. And so we'll try to get as many coaches and as many athletes on as we possibly can. And once again tonight, we're going to be recognizing 2 championship coaches who have had fantastic seasons. And of course, talking with the coaches before, it's the time of the year that never gets old, because once again, it means they have had high school championships. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, our first guest of the evening. Don't you go away. We'll be right back.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Oh, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. We're at Huffman Electrical Contractors. A satisfied customer is always their number one objective.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
And folks, welcome back. And it's like we talked about, we've got 2 championship coaches. The first one sitting right here with me, Sean Wilson of the Thompson Warriors. Coach, good to see you again.
Oh, thank you.
And once again, congratulations. This is a part of your coaching career, or the situation in coaching you never get tired of, do you?
Yeah, that's right.
Coach, for people that might be seeing you for the first time tonight, tell us a little bit about your background and your journey that took you to be the head coach there at Thompson High School.
Well, I wrestled at Pelham High School, and once I was done with that, I got to coach a little bit under Coach Parker, and then I sort of bounced around schools and stuff, and then finally ended up at UTC, and graduated from there, wrestled a little bit, and then got hired on at the youth program in Alabaster, and then from there I got middle school started, and then the next year we started the high school program.
Well, I tell you what, and I think, and if I miss this, I hope I don't. I hope my memory's better than that. 10 years as the head coach there at Thompson, 6 championships.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty impressive. I don't care what kind of sport it is. And as the old saying goes, and I know you will echo this as well, it never gets old though, does it?
No, it doesn't.
And as the old saying goes, that's why you do it, really.
That's right. Every year is a new group of kids, new journey, and it's keeps me going.
Well, way back when you got started in coaching, and the first question I would ask you along those lines, Did you ever envision yourself being a head wrestling coach? Is that what you had wanted to do?
That's kind of the only thing I saw myself doing since I was a sophomore in high school. That's the only thing I was good at. I wasn't good at selling anything or, you know, I did roofing on houses and stuff. That wasn't for me either, so kind of bounced around jobs and stuff.
But found your niche.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Now let me ask you this, and I don't know if one has anything to do with the other. I think it does. Do you teach?
Yes, sir. Physical education.
Oh, okay. Now, going into this season, and I asked you this like I asked any of the other coaches in the sports that we cover, what type of year did you expect from this group? Because I know every year it's different.
Oh, yes, sir.
But I know there's one common goal there. So how realistic was this year's team at the beginning till you think that they would end up where they did?
Well, from the beginning, I thought we had a good team that could win it. And then along the way, toward the end of the season, it was kind of injuries started coming up, and we ended up with like 3 or 4 of our kids injured when we were going through the duals championship. So we kind of pulled everybody out, and like one of our kids kind of turned into more of a coach at the end of the season, and because of an injury he had, so he took more of a coaching role on. So it kind of changed a little bit on the back end.
And we got a couple of young wrestlers up here with us right now. Sam Latona. And Sam is a junior who had an injury, and Emmanuel Oliver, a sophomore. And you were wrestling in the 113-pound class, right? Coach, tell me a little bit about these players, and also tell me a little bit about the unique situation we had with Sam that has since changed a little bit.
Well, we kind of knew that he was going to be out for a while, and we didn't know how long. And so then we found out that around, I guess it was the end of January, that he wasn't going to make it back. So we sat him down, and I'm glad he went with it. And so we kind of sat him down and said, hey, we kind of need you to kind of take on this different role and be there and keep the spirit up and keep everybody else on the same page. And he led Manny with the rehab that Manny had to do on his shoulder and stuff like that. Kind of took him there, and he took our other 120 that was a freshman, and he worked with him and kind of got him ready to qualify for state. So.
Okay. Well, now, Sam, I know it had to be very disappointing when you had the season-ending injury, but considering what you did with the coach, did you enjoy that? And it did keep you an active part of the team, didn't it?
Yeah, yes, sir. It was really fun, and like I've always kind of wanted to be a coach when I grew up, so
Really?
it was cool learning about how to do all that, and get
Well,
everything ready.
I will tell you that is one of the questions I like to ask youngsters if they ever think they might get into coaching down the road, because it's and talking with these coaches through the years, I found out a lot of them had no idea that they'd end up coaching, but they did. Then others did, said that they always wanted to do that. So this has sort of played into a little experience for you. And then next year, the good Lord willing, you will be a senior then, right?
Yes, sir.
And hopefully can go through the whole year,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Now, Emmanuel, and you go by Manny, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Being a 10th grader and wrestling in a 113-pound class, when you get ready to go into a match, and I have to ask you athletes this because I don't totally understand it. I know wrestling, this is not the NWA and all that kind of thing. This is the real deal. So when you go into a match, do you guys, is y'all's mindset we're going to go for a pin, or this wrestler's one that gives me trouble, I'm going to fight defensively and try to outpoint him? Or what is your mindset when you go into a match?
Well, usually I try to go out there and dominate. Try to score as many points as I can and hopefully get a pin for my team.
Right. Okay. But have you wrestled enough to where you've wrestled against any of the opponents before? Did you wrestle you're a sophomore, did you wrestle as a freshman?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay, so you came up.
Placed placed third in the state last year.
Oh, really? Okay, so you have competed probably against some wrestlers from last year as well, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever look on your schedule or say, there's this one certain team I can't wait for us to wrestle because I'm looking forward to that?
I really wanted to wrestle Vestavia this year. I didn't get the chance to, but I really wanted to wrestle.
Was it because of the reputation of their program?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, how about you, Sam? Was there anybody in particular you looked forward to wrestling, or
No, sir, not really.
you just out there to try to win
Yes, sir.
that match that night?
Yes, sir,
right?
I wrestle.
Well, okay. The very last question I'll ask you guys, and I know it's early in your careers, but I'll ask it anyway, and we'll start with you, Sam. To this point in your career, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
Probably Coach Wilson, honestly, just because, I don't know, like, he gets me through everything, all the hard times. Like, this year is probably one of the most hardest times I've had lowest points with the injury and all, and he really talked me through it and got me through it, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay, Manny, how about you?
Probably my brother. I usually talk to him about every day. He really keeps me going, makes me want to be a better wrestler in person.
Well, I tell you
Yep,
what.
both their older brothers wrestle
Really?
in college right now, Division One.
Well, boy, that's neat.
So-
That gives you something else to shoot for, don't
Yeah.
it, guys? Well, congratulations for this year's state championship. That's something you've got nobody can ever take away from you, right? And I know you're looking forward to repeating next year, right? Because I know you are, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
If you've got the talent, I expect us to sit here this time next year, okay?
Sounds
Good
good.
to see you. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be visiting with some more wrestlers. Don't you go away. We'll be right back. The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their number one objective.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, we partner with our patients, trying to help them overcome the obstacles that keep them from achieving their goals.
This practice aggressively pursues victory over injury, over pain, over limitation, over anything that's going to keep you from being the best you can be.
It starts with our non-surgical physicians who are trained in sports medicine, orthopedic injuries. We have specialists in sports medicine with shoulders, elbows, and knees. We have hip specialists that do only hip surgery, including arthroscopy, minimally invasive resurfacing, and total hip replacement if needed. We have joint replacement surgeons. We have spine surgeons. We have surgeons that specialize in foot and ankle surgery and in hand surgery. So just about all the specialties of orthopedics are covered at Andrew Sports Medicine.
What makes the great surgeons great is their volume of experience at making decisions, whether that's intraoperative decisions, post-operative decisions, pre-operative decisions, the decision to operate on somebody or not operate on them. And so our volume here breeds good decision making. That gives us an edge in terms of making decisions for our patients, which ultimately is a lot of times the difference between success and failure. The teams, the players, the parents have confidence in us because they know we're going to communicate with them. We're going to create a plan unique to that athlete or that person, and we're going to get them back to their thing as quickly and as safely as we can.
At Andrew Sports Medicine, our mission is to partner with our patients and to help them succeed and achieve victory. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a grandparent with a shoulder problem, or a professional athlete, you get the same care, the same high-level technology, the same aggressiveness that we would in a professional athlete, and we treat everyone the same way. None of us like to lose. We're all very competitive, and we're not going to lose against their illness or their injury.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. As you can tell, I got 4 outstanding young athletes here, and don't want to upset any of these guys. They're pretty good wrestlers, state champs that is. And sitting near us here, Dylan LeSueur is a junior and weighing, you wrestle in the 106-pound class, right?
Yes, sir.
Chandler Atkins, a junior, 126 pounds. Gabe Hexenbaugh, and you are a junior and 132 pounds. You're sort of good for your age, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't mind saying this, 4-time state champ. That's pretty impressive, and congratulations. Seth Whitlock, big senior over there, 285 pounds, and you are, I guess that is the heavyweight, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, going into this year, and we'll start with you, Dylan. How long have you been wrestling?
Since I was about 4.
Okay, so you've been on the how many years you've been wrestling on the varsity team?
Since my freshman year.
Okay, so you've wrestled 3 years.
Yes, sir.
And what were your goals for you as an individual this year and for your team?
Well, I knew we could win state, so goal was to dominate. But we ran along some problems, but we still came through.
Well, now Chandler, you're a junior as well in the 126-pound class. Problems. When you run into problems, it'll do one or two things. Either you can work them out and grow from them, or it can cause problems. Talk about how you guys it seems like you worked through your problems.
Yes, sir. We had some guys step up this year big time, and it paid off at the end.
When you wrestle, and this is a question I just enjoy asking because I know sometimes you've got to, going into each match, all of you have to have a game plan. Now, I know it's to win, and I know it's to pin the guy. I know all that. But sometimes you may be wrestling somebody that's just as good as you are, maybe a little bit better. Is there anything, and I could be wording this wrong, so you correct me if I am, wrestling not to get beat? What I mean by that, if you may have an opponent that's giving you all kind of problems, but if you can stay with them right to the end, you'll either outpoint them or win late. What's your approach?
Well, I like to get the first takedown every match if I know it's going to be a tough opponent, and if it's a tough match, I like to stay on top. I like to be on top and try to ride them out.
Yeah, we want to keep from losing because then that way, this is going to don't act like a dumb question. You don't have draws, do you?
No, sir.
Okay, so you're going to win or lose.
Yes, sir.
So what you do is if it's been a tough match, you hope to hang in and win at the end, right? Okay. And Gabe, gosh, you don't know much about losing, do you? I don't mean this ugly. I'm going to ask you a question, and you may know this. I mean, all athletes probably know about themselves. How many matches have you lost in your career? Do you know?
I've lost quite a few, but I don't really keep count of those.
Okay, but you've won a whole lot more to be a state champ. When you see y'all schedule, which team do you look forward to matching against?
I definitely look forward to Vestavia a lot. They're our rivals, and just enjoy being able to beat them. And
Okay. Do you participate in any other sports?
no, sir, I don't.
You don't? Okay. Then that leads us to the big guy. And of course, I say that complimentary, Seth. Now, I think you said guard on the football team?
Yes, sir.
I hate to put you on the spot like this with the coach sitting over there. What do you like most, wrestling or football?
I think I like wrestling a little bit more
Really?
because it shows individual accomplishments and how much
Right.
an individual improved.
Plus, it shows you're a politician. You know what to say at the right time. But I understand what you're saying. What was it about wrestling that lured you into doing that? What do you like so much about it?
I started wrestling about 8 years ago, and I got into it because I needed to be more aggressive. Because at first it was to help football, but then I realized that I really enjoyed wrestling and competing that way, so I stuck with it.
Okay. Well, this is a question I always enjoy asking athletes, and it's going to be sort of curious what y'all say to it. And Seth, we'll start with you. I know, I know two things about you guys already. One, that you're outstanding students, because if you weren't, you wouldn't make it to the mat. And two, you're outstanding wrestlers or you wouldn't win state championships, okay? So that means you work hard on the mat, you work hard in the classroom. That's a lot of hard work, right? Seth, here's the key. What do you do to unwind and just relax and get away from the pressure of the books and the wrestling?
We really don't get too much time to unwind, but just going to bed early, icing down, and just trying to relax as best you can.
Yeah, I guarantee you in this day and time, it seems like the balance of classroom and athletic activity takes up a ton of time. Gabe, how about you? What do you do to unwind?
I like listening to music and just, treating your body, tub ice baths and stuff, just to make yourself feel better.
Okay. Chandler?
Usually I either am watching TV or playing some video games.
Yeah, but you got to do something, to say, golly, I want to have some fun. Not that y'all aren't having fun when you're wrestling, but you know what I'm talking about. Dylan, how about you?
Just watching TV, playing video games too. Just like to relax, take some naps. That's great too.
Well, let me ask you this, and I know, golly, all you guys are so far away from this, except for Seth, and I'll ask him this too. Are you going off to college to play one sport or another? Do you know?
Yes, sir, I am.
Which one?
I've been looking at options first. I'm not decided yet.
Oh, okay. Now, which sport?
I'm not decided which sport.
Oh, okay. Well, let me ask you, being involved in sports and athletics all of your life, do you think you might ever have desire maybe to coach one day?
Yes, sir. I've had a desire to coach.
Really? Or go in a completely different direction. And what about you, Gabe? Do you have any idea? And I know it's early just being a junior, but sometimes you got an idea of what you might like to do down the road.
Yeah, I've definitely thought about being a coach. I love wrestling, and they say if you do something you love, you never work a day in your life.
There's a lot to that. Chandler, what about you?
I would like to coach as well after college.
Really? Okay. Now, if you go to college and coaching, would that be like maybe end up being a teacher and a coach, or coaching on the side doing something else?
Probably a teacher and a coach.
Okay. And Dylan, how about you? You ever thought along those lines?
I've always wanted to coach, especially come back to Alabama to do it.
Oh, okay. Now, if you could go to college anywhere, and Seth, I don't know, have you had offers, or you just where are you having to try to decide where you want to go? Do you know?
Either Millsaps in Mississippi for football, and I've been getting calls and stuff from wrestling coaches.
Okay. Well, it's nice to have options out there, and guys, first of all, congratulations for another state championship, and as a coach would say, it never gets old, and I'm sure it don't get old to you guys either. But the last question I've got, and we'll start with you, Dylan, to this point in your young life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
Probably my dad for everything he's done for me, because I moved out here at the beginning of the year from another school to get a better opportunity to go to college and wrestle, and it's helped.
Okay. Chandler, how about you?
I would probably have to say my dad as well, because he inspires me and makes me want to work hard.
All righty, and Gabe?
I can't really narrow it down between my two parents. They're both inspirational in different ways, but definitely my parents.
Good. Seth?
I would say my coaches, especially Coach Welton. He's helped push me through everything I've done.
Well, once again, guys, I know winning championships never gets old, but every championship is unique in itself. It's a different one. Congratulations, and good luck down, especially Seth, you for anything that you might do down the road. You guys, I may very well see you back here this time next year.
Yes, sir.
I know y'all hope I do.
Yes, sir.
And for you and the coach's sake, I hope I do too, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Don't you go away.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, And the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
And folks, welcome back. As you can tell, I got 3 outstanding young athletes here along with their coach. And of course, we're talking about Tom Islinger of the Homewood Patriots coach. He's got his boys and girls champions in indoor track here with us tonight. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
And Coach, before we get to talking to some of your players there, tell us a little bit about your background for people that will be seeing you for the first time and how you ended up being the head track coach there at Homewood.
Well, I guess it started, my dad is actually a coach for a long time. He coached at Scottsboro, and he won 46 state championships in like cross country and track and field. And so I kind of grew up around the sport. And I played basketball and did track and ended up doing decathlon at South Alabama. And I actually moved to Birmingham. I went to law school at Sanford and ended up coaching at Mountain Brook on the side. And I just really kind of felt like that was my passion and switched over to get my degree in education and got the job at Homewood in 2005, 2006 and been here ever since.
So you said your dad was a coach, right?
He was, yes. Yeah.
Well, now that means that Scottsboro is known for 2 people. It's famous, your people, your dad and Pat Tramble, right?
Pat Tramble Stadium. That is the
Really?
stadium.
Yeah. Well, my memory's bad, but it's not that bad. I remember
He's a
about
legend,
Pat.
for sure. Yeah.
Well, and Coach, first of all, congratulations on another couple of championships. It never gets old, does it?
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Well,
Especially when you got kids like this.
Well, I'm sure it is. Talking about kids like that, some of the athletes we've got setting up with the coach and us right now, Will Stone. And Will, what grade are you in?
I'm in 11th.
11th grade. And then we've got Logan Justice, what grade?
I'm also in 11th.
11th grade. And then finally Eli Brooks.
Also a junior.
Oh, so all of y'all are juniors.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, first of all, we'll start with you, Will. Is track the only sport you participate in?
Track and cross country now. That's it.
So you don't baseball, football, or basketball's out.
No, sir.
What made you enjoy track so much?
Well, before, I've pretty much done it all. I did baseball and soccer and football. And I think one thing that definitely helped me in all those was running. So I just figured I'd try it out in 7th grade with the middle school team and kind of stuck ever since.
Okay, well, good for you. Logan, how about you? You participate in any other sports?
Just track and cross country.
Yeah.
And then my parents did it, and so they pushed me to try it. And me and Dad always had competition in 5Ks. And the first couple of times he let me beat him, which felt real good. And so it was just a competition-driven thing.
Well, now look, I got to ask this question. You said he let you beat him a couple of times. Did he ever beat you?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's good. I was going to say he was setting you up just to take you down, but that wasn't the case. Okay, Eli, how about you?
Well, I've been just track. I did basketball in middle school, but then, I liked it, but I fell in love with track, I guess.
Yeah, well, what was it that turned you on to it?
I don't know. I did cross country, as I said, in middle school, but I just was like, I'll try track too, and I just fell in love with it and didn't want to do anything else, honestly.
When the coach, I know you've probably got a few championships under your belt. Going into this season, did you think that your team had the makeup of maybe another championship caliber?
Yeah, we really did. That was kind of our goal, is to win both the boys and the girls, which is something we have done. We haven't done in indoor track. We had done it in outdoor track, and that was the 11th and 12th championships in the track and field side of things. And then, of cross country has 7, so that makes 19 total. So we're excited, and everybody that's here today with us, girls and boys, they're individual state champions at the meet, which goes to their work ethic and dedication. And again, we picked them not only because of their attributes and abilities and things like that, but they're all leaders as well. And so we felt like we had a good group, of leaders in addition to athletes, to where we thought we could win for sure. So.
Well, I know, guys. One thing about it, I can tell you're winners because, first of all, you have to qualify one in the classroom to even be able to compete, and then to win championships. That's a hardy workload for any student athlete. And so, with that thought in mind, what I'd like to know is, what do you do for downtime to relax from the pressure of the classroom and trying to excel out in the track?
I really like to sleep, but the bond that you make with your teammates, actually, you spend so much time outside of school with your teammates, and so those are really your friends outside of school. So we'll go out and hang out and eat food and dinner and stuff. So.
Well, good. How about you, Logan?
Going off of what Will said, that friendship outside of school and track really carries over, and that's the people you grow closest to while throughout the school year, and so it becomes like your second family, and so spending time with them.
Well, let me tell you something else too that I like to talk to athletes about, because it's very important. There's this thing called team chemistry. If the chemistry is good, 2 things happen. One, you can be the best you can personally be. Secondly, then you become the best you can be as a unit. In y'all's case, this track teammates. So how important was that to talk about the chemistry of y'all's group?
I honestly think the coaches do a great job, of bringing everyone in and interested. And, as the years go on from middle school to high school, kind of just naturally kind of gels down to those people that really kind of work and bond together and that can just make a really good caliber team that can win titles.
Well now, Eli, what do you do? I mean, all athletes, I think, are the same in this aspect. We put pressure on ourselves. Many years ago, I was an athlete, and I know the goal was to be the best that I could be. So I'm sure that's the same for you guys. Talk about what you expected out of you, yourself, and then as a team.
Well, I think coming into this season, I've been kind of in a slump. I was hurt last year, and so I just kind of wanted to get back to where I was and go ahead and PR, and so doing that at state was really exciting.
Well, now I know I like talking with athletes, and one thing about it, athletes as a whole are a superstitious bunch. We're superstitious. We think we do something the same way, wear the same thing, listen to the same thing, or whatever, and we're successful at the sport we're involved in, all because of a sudden it becomes part of our routine. So with that thought in mind, and we'll start with you, Eli, is there any kind of superstition you have or something you do repetitively?
Honestly, not really. I mean, my parents are always there for every meet, and so I guess that kind of carries over to my performance, and just having them there helps.
Okay, how about you, Logan?
Definitely. On a lot of the pictures I post of the meets, you'll see me with my bare feet. So for the 800, I never wear socks with my spikes. I don't know what it is. I
don't know what it is either. But it works for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how about you, Will?
Kind of funny. Mine is actually, I'll wear the exact same socks for races and workouts. And I cannot wear them on any other regular run at all.
Okay. You wash them socks, right?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm not one of those.
That's the way not to make friends and not have to wear them same socks. Coach, very quickly, the time gets away a little bit, but what does it look like for your upcoming spring season, outdoor season?
Well, as these guys said, they're all juniors. So not just this outdoor season, but even next year. And we've got some other great athletes as well, some jumpers and sprinters and more distance runners and vaulters. and we feel really good about it. I mean, really confident. If we can stay healthy and, you know, like you mentioned, just keep the chemistry there and keep everybody pushing each other, pay attention to the details, and we think the big things will happen. So
Good.
we feel good.
Guys, last question for y'all. Will, to this point in your young life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
That's a tough one. I'd probably say my dad, just because he's a doctor and he works long hours, and you know, even on the weekends though, he'll always be doing, especially in the summer, he'll always be doing yard work and stuff all the time. And it just shows that, you know, he's willing just to put in the work, you know, in all aspects of life.
How about you, Logan?
For me, it'd be my mom. She always pushes for me to be better than, she always expects more from me than what I do. And when I do good, then she expects me to do even better than that.
Okay.
So.
Okay, Eli, how about you?
Kind of following off of Logan, it's my mom probably, and she's just always been there through like the ups and downs. No matter
Okay,
what.
guys, well, congratulations, and we're going to talk with some of your other teammates, and so folks, we'll take a quick break. Be right back.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. We're at Huffman Electrical Contractors. A satisfied customer is always their number one objective. And folks, welcome back. As you can see, I got 4 beautiful young ladies sitting beside me, and they're more than just beautiful young ladies, they're champions. Part of the indoor track championship of the Homewood Patriots. And so girls, good to have you with me. Sitting closest to me, Jasmine Griffin. Jasmine, what grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
A senior. And Laney Phelps, what grade?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore. Alia Finch, what grade?
I'm a junior.
A junior. And finally, Ellie Brooks, what grade?
I'm a
A
sophomore.
sophomore. Alex Brooks, yeah. Okay. Well, now, girls, going into this season, y'all have been, I know you've probably been running track a pretty good while. And so we will start with you, Jasmine. What did you expect out of this year's team? Did y'all think y'all had the ability to put together an indoor season like you did?
Actually, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Even with like some injuries, like one injury, and then some shaky performances, I still thought we had it either way it goes. I felt like we were strong even without them, even without the people that were missing or that were like struggling
If
to
you had
get
people
back.
that could pick them up.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Lainey?
I was very excited to go into the season. I have a lot of confidence in our team, and when we take on things together, it's bound something good to happen. I think all the individuals help each other, and so I think we're better as a team than by ourselves, and that really helps with our titles and our.
Oh, okay. And what did you expect out of yourself and your teammates this year?
This year, I expected my teammates to do very well because based on our coaching, they help us a lot with our training and stuff, and we all do our best. And I expected a lot out of myself too because I really wanted to do good this season.
Well, good. And how about you, Alex?
Well, even with all the seniors gone, like I definitely expected a lot of big things from our team.
Okay. One thing that I know, being competitors, a lot of times y'all make they're not enemies, but you look forward to running against different people from different schools. What sort of is the motivation for you to be the best you can be? Is it the team you play in sometimes, or some of those people that you may run up against during the season? We'll start with you, Jasmine.
It's the competition, because I feel like it pushes me. Well, I hate losing anyway, but I feel like it pushes me more, even if I feel like I don't do good, I still feel accomplished because I feel like I'm pushing them and they're pushing me.
And sometimes you may not feel like you've done the best you can, but if you have and somebody else just beats you, I mean, you got to give them credit there. Yeah. As long as you know you've done all you can do, that's all we can do, isn't it? Okay, how about you, Lainey?
I definitely, I think we're all pretty competitive people, so a lot of it is the competition and the competitors, and running's a great sport because you get to push each other in a way you can't in other sports. I think another big motivation for a lot of us is our team and how we can help score points for each other.
Right. When one question I want to ask along those lines, which part of the track season do you run all three? Do you run cross country, indoor and outdoor?
Yes, sir.
All right. And what about you, Aya? Do you do the same thing?
Oh no, I just do indoor and outdoor track.
Really? Oh, okay. Because I know I'm finding this out from talking to different people. You take it for granted that you run all the seasons, and sometimes that's just not the case. Alex, is there anybody that you've competed against that you look forward to, saying maybe in the next year, or is it just maybe a team you look forward to competing against?
Well, definitely. Hoover is actually not in our, like, they're 7A and we're 6A, but I love, like, I'm really good friends with all the girls at pole vault there, and I just really enjoy competing against all of them.
Well, one question I always enjoy asking female athletes is when you get away from the track, the classroom, and the bruising, running on the track or cross country or whatever the case may be, what is the one thing you do, and we'll start with you, Jasmine, to sort of just relax and chill?
Eat, sleep, watch TV, and repeat, basically.
Okay. Well, then, you know, that's a lot, so you got a little time to unwind. How about you, Lainey?
I like Jasmine's answer too. I think also like spending time with people, but I really like the eat and sleep.
Oh, okay. And then that brings us to Aya. What about you, girl?
I really like listening to music and hanging out with my friends.
Okay. And Alex?
Hanging out with people that also do track, because it just like makes my love for track.
Okay, girls. Now I'm going to shock you with something because y'all shocked me. All these different things you do to relax. The one thing that I always think a young lady would like to do is shop. And I didn't get that from me. But talking to you girls, it's almost like the schedule's almost too busy between schoolwork and then your track, and then getting a little rest when you're not working in the classroom or all on the track. So really there's not a whole lot of dead time for you girls, is it? So you just take advantage of it, I suppose, when you can. One thing I've always liked to ask athletes too, and Jasmine, we'll talk with you. Do you run cross country?
Oh no.
You don't do that. No. What? And well, let me see here. You run 60 meters, 60 meter hurdles, 400 meters and 4x200?
Yes, sir.
Now, do you have time to think, or is it just reacting? Because a lot of times I wonder, what's on your mind when you're competing, or is it yours are sort of sprint events too, so I don't guess there's a whole lot of thinking time. You just got to concentrate on what you're doing, right?
Right. I know in between, because they come up so quickly, I try to like rest as much as I can, even though like the hurdles and the 60, they're back to back. I try to rest and still stay warm, even though my legs are still dead. So basically I just focus and think, just give what you got. Give the rest that you got.
Okay. Lainey, do you run cross country?
Yes, sir.
Now that's one where you've got some time on your hands and you're running. What's going through your mind? Is it people around you, or what are you thinking as you're running?
I think for me personally, it's a lot of logic, like how hard can I push myself to keep at this pace for a certain amount, especially for long distance. You gotta really pace yourself, but also not be afraid to go for it.
Well, let me tell you what, girls. First of all, congratulations on winning another championship. Those are things that never get old for you that won more than one. Girls, the last question I'd like to ask, and we'll start with Alex. To this point in your young life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
My parents definitely, just been there through all of it and helped me even when I didn't do good, and then congratulated me when I did.
Okay. How about you, Aya?
I'd say my parents too. They always help me and come to my track meets, and whenever I'm like feeling down about my performance, they make me feel better.
Well, good for you. How about you, Lainey?
Definitely my parents and also my teammates.
Okay. And Jasmine?
My family, mainly my sister, because we've always been competing with each other. So she pushes me, and basically like even when I'm down, I can always like go to her and we can talk about whatever and get my mind off of it.
Okay. Well, girls, once again, congratulations on the indoor championship. Now we're going to go try to do it in outdoor, right? And folks, we've had a great evening, outstanding coaches, outstanding youngsters. We'll do it again next week. Till then, you know what the snapper always says. Bye.